Hey everybody, Brett here. Just got done reading Decimation Earth 1 and an advanced copy of Decimation Earth 2. Here are my thoughts. First of all, if you don't know the way to my heart, it's by sending me advanced copies of comic books to read because I freaking love it and I freaking love telling people about how good your work is. So just a thought for creators out there, just a thought. So, Decimation Earth 1 and 2, this review will cover both. What was my reaction to this? Well, holy shit, this is good. Like, I've heard people talking about it, okay? I've heard people talking about it, and not to say that I didn't believe them, but sometimes there's this kind of cult of, hey, I'll blow smoke up your ass if you blow smoke up my ass, and that's not what's going on here. This book is really, really good. These two books are really, really good. First, let me start with one, because you can get one now. Decimation Earth Volume 1 is out. It is available. It's on Spinwiz. I think it's on Comicology. You can probably message David Rucker and get it. It's out. You can get this book. You should get this book because the art in it is phenomenal. First off, that's the first thing I noticed is just how good the art is. This is not your typical book. It's got really detailed, really great artwork. That's not to say that we don't see a lot of great artwork in indie comics nowadays, because we do. We see a lot of okay artwork, and we see some really good artwork. But this book, Decimation Earth 1, really ranks up there because the art in this first book is amazing. Now, beyond art, the story is compelling. David describes the story as a Lovecraftian, Afrofuturistic thriller. You saw me have to look down there because it's a mouthful, but that's exactly what you get here. So not only is it all those things, but it's all those things going on in 3 different timelines, or time periods, I should say. So that's right, while you're reading this thing, there are 3 different distinct stories that my guess is all converge at some point, but happening in 3 different time periods of Earth's history. So let me just take a minute here and say this. Oftentimes, indie comic writers writing their first indie comic book, it's a big feat. I get it. You guys are doing amazing, amazing work, but sometimes that narrative can get lost. David is keeping track of that narrative, not just through 1 story or 2 stories, but 3 different stories that he's interweaving together throughout his book. That's not only a big task that anybody might fail at, but he is taking on that big task and doing it oh so well. Each time period is compelling and makes you want to find out what happens next, which leads me to my only criticism of issues 1 and issue 2, really. They're too short. But I probably would have said that even if you made them 64 pages. So David, don't take that to heart. That's just me wanting more and being greedy. Anyway, why you're really here listening to this, issue 2. It's an unfinished rough copy, so not even all the pages are lettered yet. I know I'm missing some stuff, but it really propels the story, especially the modern or future story timeline. It really propels that storyline. Gosh, this is such a good book. I wish, David, they were 64 pages. I get it, you can't do that, but I wish there was so much more to these books because I understand why people love these books so much, because this is some really great storytelling mixed with some really great art, a really unique concept, and it just all comes together perfectly. I don't know how many issues this is going to be in the long run. I don't know if it's a limited series, if it's pre-planned, how many issue run it'd be, but I could see this going on for a long time and being a very successful series. If you haven't read Decimation Earth, go get it. You can get issue 1 now on various different platforms. Issue 2 is live right now on Kickstarter. Go fund it. In fact, I think you can get issue 1 when you support the Kickstarter for issue 2. Go do that, and then you get both issues, and you're supporting and helping issue 2 come to life. Because what I've seen of issue 2 is just phenomenal, and I want to see the story finished out. I want to see this art finished. I want to see these pages lettered, and I want to get the full story in front of me because, guys, this is really good work. So again, if we're wrapping up here and we're going to look at using the Indie Comics Dispatch rating system, story mechanics, David ranks a full star on that because he's keeping 3 different distinct timelines and distinct stories sorted out and progressing nicely throughout issue 1 and then issue 2. Dialogue is great. You get a sense of the characters through it. There's not a ton of dialogue, I'll say, but that's kind of nice. It's refreshing. The art kind of speaks for the story in certain points, and I love that. Story seeming very unique. We don't have the full picture yet, but I love what we have so far. Editing, phenomenal. Nothing wrong there. And like I've said before, the art is wonderful. Keep up the great work, guys. This is definitely a 5-star book, 5-star series so far. I can't wait to see issue 2 finished out and see many, many more issues of this down the road.